I tricked some guy from another country into thinking he was getting a job. One day I was bored and was going through different subreddits, and I happened to be on some Latin American subreddits. I was on the subreddit for the Dominican Republic, and there was this guy who was looking for work as a driver. Since I'm a terrible human being, I decided to f with him and send him a message saying that I was willing to hire him. I lied to him and told him that I lived in the Dominican Republic and that I was rich and owned multiple businesses. I told him that I was going to pay him well and have him as my personal chauffeur. He seemed really excited, and he asked to meet me at a McDonald's in the Dominican Republic. I said sure, and the next day he texts me that he's at the McDonald's waiting for me. He sends me a picture of him waiting, and I decide to block him. He was able to tell that I blocked him, and he then posts that I should go to hell and that he hopes I die in the worst way possible. At the time, I didn't really give a fuck, but now I feel kinda guilty for doing that. I can be a horrible person sometimes. I'm sorry. I did credit card scams for a bit when I was younger. When I was 15, 16, I did CC scams. I was poor, and getting a job at that age where I'm from is hard without knowing people. I had friends who were doing CC scams, and I started doing it since I thought it's not that bad since the victims get their money back from their banks. I did half-priced food orders for people when I was 15. I did it on and off for like 6 months and made not a lot amount of money, like 500. I stopped doing CC scams, but then COVID happened. I was off school for ages, and I discovered a glitch on a CC website. The glitch allowed me to get free CCs from a website. I had stopped credit card scamming, but my logic was that the cards are already hacked and on the site, so it's inevitable that someone is going to use it. With this logic, I thought I may as well just steal the CC of the hacker's website and resell them. I made at most $1,000 doing this. I feel so bad I did this shit, and I feel like my life is ruined. I can't stop thinking about it. Edik, why I did it? I was so fucking stupid and would never do something like this now.
My best friend found my boyfriend on a dating app. This is, sadly, a true story. This happened 2 days ago, and I'm still shaking. I'm still processing everything. It doesn't feel real. A few weeks ago, I encouraged my best friend to try out some dating apps since she's single and expressed interest in finding someone new to date. She wasn't sure about the idea, but after a bit of encouragement, I was able to convince her to at least try them out. After all, my boyfriend and I meet on a dating app, and our relationship was going wonderfully, or so I thought. My best friend is on the dating apps, and it's going well for her. She's a pretty young lady, so I knew she'd have no issue matching with people. She even went on her first date too, though they didn't end up working out. 2 days ago is when it all went down. 2 days ago, I checked my phone, and there were 3 missed calls from my best friend and 1 text saying, "My name. I need to tell you something, and you're not going to like it. I'm so sorry." Confused, I call her back, and she didn't respond until the second call. I say, "What's up? Is something wrong?" And I can hear her kind of breathing weird on the other end of the phone. Her breathing is shaky. I can tell she's nervous. I ask her again, "What's wrong?" My best friend hesitates for a bit. When she speaks, she sounds so sad. She tells me, "Dude, I saw your boyfriend on a dating app." I hesitated at first before responding. I was still processing what I just heard. When I realize what she just said, I start laughing. Surely this has to be a joke, right? Nope. Then it happens. She says, "No, really, look." And then she sends the screenshots. I open the text messages and I see it. There it is, a screenshot of my boyfriend's dating profile. To say my heart dropped is an understatement. I was beyond devastated. It was him, the man I loved for almost 4 years. I said weakly to her, "I have to go," and hung up. She started blowing up my phone, asking me if I was okay, but I ignored her. I broke down crying. I got back to her after I finished my mental breakdown. I apologized for taking so long to respond, explaining that I had a mental breakdown, apologizing for hanging up on her. I was an emotional wreck. I'm still an emotional wreck. Needless to say, me and my boyfriend are not together anymore.